The cryptocurrency markets have begun to correct on time, particularly XRP, and let's just say that Wall Street is in full FUD mode. This is pretty much what I expected, and consumers are feeling precisely the same way they did during the last Trump trade war. And that is the topic of our conversation today because, ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you that you will profit in the next days if you pay attention to me and just take in the knowledge I am providing. All right, I can very much promise it now. Assuming you pay attention and don't merely whine about the price dropping, it is essentially as good as gold, because there is always an opportunity when the price drops. However, a lot of folks here enjoy whining and saying things like this is awful. All I want is for XRP to reach $10. Yes, of course we all do. However, this does not imply that you cannot profit each time the price drops. Therefore, you must change your perspective and accept it. Today, I'm being tough with you. What you all need to hear is this. You may truly make a lot of money right now. So even if this may not be what you want to hear, you need to know it. And I want you all to join in on what everyone in my community is doing right now. It's free, by the way. You guys don't have to pay anything to join that community either. However, we will discuss that later. First, let's discuss the current situation. I'm going to provide you guys with the objective news, what Wall Street and BlackRock are attempting to tell you, and, well, what the real story is behind all of their statements. Thus, there is no denying what we are currently witnessing. The Trump trade war 1.0 peak is now 25% below the current US trade policy uncertainty index. All right, so this is the chart here. As you are all likely aware, the market saw some somewhat tumultuous moments back in February. We experienced some of the highest levels of fear ever. Today, we are in this position. As you can see, we have unquestionably increased and are just expanding daily as a result of Trump's reciprocal tariffs. April 2 end, correct? Therefore, it makes sense logically for people to be afraid when they first see that because they saw the market crash previously. Listen, if anything is up for sale, you will want to purchase it if you are an investor, since earning money will be your goal. You can resale it later because of its low price. And XRP is no exception. Another intriguing development in this situation is that some cryptocurrency assets, most notably Ethereum, are performing incredibly poorly. Ethereum is a dog coin, as I have stated for a very long time. It's awful. Investing in it is similar to investing in Yahoo before Google dominated the internet. It's simply a terrible, terrible choice. In this case, Ethereum is being completely destroyed by Bitcoin, which is inherently worse than Ethereum. Here's the thing though, isn't it? Bitcoin has developed into a value store. Technology is unimportant to people. It's absurd that a single transaction took 10 minutes. In the future, no one will wait 10 minutes to transfer funds, will they? However, consumers will desire a reliable source of value. Bitcoin, then, is consistent with that story. That's why I respect Bitcoin. I am aware that XRP is inherently superior than Bitcoin in every way, but what advantages does Ethereum offer? It isn't some kind of store. It isn't better than any other cryptocurrency in terms of technology. To be honest, it's just a dinosaur. I mean, in a world full with Ferraris, it's a dinosaur. It lags well behind the market as a whole. Indeed, Ethereum and the other cryptocurrencies that lack a clear value proposition that users desire to use it for will both be destroyed. XRP possesses that. I'm really optimistic about XRP because of this. That's what ABAR has. I'm so optimistic about HBAR because of this. So here's something else I want you all to ingrain in your minds. Listen, you're likely to lose money if you invest in stuff like Ethereum or meme coins that have no intrinsic worth. Indeed, there are some outliers among these meme currencies that get to market capitalizations of several billions of dollars, but that's just gambling, okay? Our endeavor is to invest and generate revenue, not to engage in gambling. You want to keep listening then, if that's you? Some individuals, such as Michael Saylor, are making large purchases. I recently purchased 22,000 Bitcoin from Michael Saylor. Now, a lot of people notice that Michael Saylor is purchasing Bitcoin, which is fantastic. I have a slightly different viewpoint. He purchases $1, 92 billion worth of Bitcoin, not because he has the money, but rather because he was able to raise it from unskilled individuals. As a result, this is not always a bull signal. However, I believe that Michael Saylor has made one of his better Bitcoin acquisitions in recent months. I'll tell you why that is now. And to begin, the CEO of BlackRock essentially stated that Bitcoin might overtake the US dollar as the reserve currency. The market is becoming even more certain that cryptocurrencies will play a role in the future as a result of this fact. Now we know for sure. As an example, the world's biggest asset managers have advised us to look at Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies if we're unsure about the future of the US currency. Hear me out? You no longer have to depend on your government to print money. Everyone is aware of those times have long since passed. Relying on your government to print money that is worthless and devalued to zero. Yes, that occurs all around the world. No matter where you are, it's not limited to your nation. It also occurs anywhere else. People have finished doing that. People are looking for money that works for them. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, is aware of this. As an investor, he says, listen, you don't have to hold that anymore. US dollar. Listen, you can do something else. It's the future. The future has arrived. All of you, younger and older generations alike, must pay heed. All right? After all of that, we still haven't dealt with the most pressing issue, which is the terrible crash, isn't it? How the XRP meltdown is just getting started. I therefore want to talk about it and confront that right now. This is something I've been stating repeatedly in my videos over the past few weeks, ever when Trump declared reciprocal tariffs on Liberation Day. Because it's April tomorrow, I'm going to reiterate. He's been discussing these tariffs for the past 3 or 4 times, and it is likely that they will generate some severe market turbulence. Since we are discussing tariffs on the auto industry and vehicle manufacturing, these duties are higher than any other tariff that has been discussed thus far. This is enormous. The majority of trade between the US and Europe takes place in this multi-billion-dollar sector. It's similar to the US purchasing natural resources from Europe and, of course, the automobile sector. The trade is enormous, enormous, enormous. Everybody has a car. As a result, the Trump administration will get billions upon billions of dollars in tariff income. It is likely to result in a little increase in the cost of cars. It's likely to indicate that the markets will reverse course once more as they have in the past. However, I want to remind you all once more that every time we've seen these enormous dumps, especially on February 3 RD, as you can see right here, we've seen recovery. Additionally, if you were to purchase at $2.77, $2.80, $2.90, $2.95, or any other price around these ranges. I'm sorry, $1.80, $1.70, $1.70 or 75 cents, $1.95, or any lower, we did so on February 3 the most tense period the markets have experienced in years. You would have made a ton of money if you had purchased it for less than $2 and then sold it whenever you wanted. However, you may see the sell mark on March 2, and if you timed your sale well, like I did above. Guess what though? With sufficient leverage, you could have literally doubled your money. Here, we reached a peak of $3. As you can see, I made a sale that day.